Welcome back to Fireside Frith, the podcast brought to you by the Asatru Community. Together, we'll inspire inclusivity, share wisdom, and strengthen the bonds of our Norse pagan community. In this episode of Fireside Frith, we're doing another Meet the Board segment, and we are joined by the heart and engine behind many of the Asatru community's moving parts, our admin director, Jamin Clubb. With a background in military service and association management, they bring a unique blend of structure, heart, and hands-on leadership to TAC. From spreadsheets and policy to spiritual growth and community building, their journey to finding home in Asatru is both powerful and deeply personal. Tune in as we explore their path, their passion, and their vital role they play in keeping our community grounded and thriving. Welcome to the show, Jamin.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
Yay! I'm glad. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey into Asatru?
Yeah, so my background is I come from association management. So I started my path kind of in the association technology space, working on software for a long time. And now I work for and manage a whole lot of nonprofits and trade associations. And I've been practicing Asatru for going on 15 years now. It's something that's really near and dear to me. Grew up in a very strong religious household. I'm probably the only male in my household who didn't wind up being a priest. My uncles, my mom works for the church, and I was struggling with it years ago, trying to find my faith. And as I was going and discovering it, I just couldn't align myself with the faith of my family and started to seek out what was right for me. And as I was doing that, I really connected with the community that I found, and it just blossomed and grew from there.
I'm like kind of skimming through your notes too.
I put notes for me to just. I'm probably gonna just ramble off of them, but they're yeah.
That's totally fine. Corey did the same thing with her interview, which is so funny because the contrast between people like you, me, Corey, and then people like my interview with David Nix, he was like, I want to be surprised. And so we ended up rambling a lot. But anyway, our next question, what initially drew you to the Asatru community and how did you get involved?
So seeking community, seeking like-minded people really drove me to search for something like this. And I wasn't finding it anywhere. And so as I was searching, I stumbled across it, but it was during the time of transition, right? When things were starting to fall here. And so I reached out, wanted to join, but wasn't getting responses, wasn't getting anything. And so finally I reached out and was like, hey, this is what I do for a living, right? I help associations and nonprofits. Can I step in and help in some way? Because that's just my nature, right? I have to help whenever I see a need for help.
Yes.
It's a quote from my favorite movie, or one of my favorite movies. See a need, fill a need, right? From the Robin Williams robot movie.
Yes.
And I saw the need, and it's what my background is. It's what my career. I'm successful at my career because of that see a need, fill a need mentality that I have. And TAC needed it. So I started as a volunteer, helping kind of fix some stuff in the background, and then grew and grew and grew.
Yeah. When did you start volunteering with TAC? What year was that?
It was only about 2 years ago. Not even.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you fit great in the role.
Yeah, this is what I do as my 9 to 5, right? I work with associations and nonprofits. So when I saw the message of TAC really resonated with me, right? The inclusivity and the welcoming nature of it. It really felt like it was a second home for me, and I wanted it to grow. So that was, hey, this is what I do as my career and my profession. I'm pretty good at it. Let me step in and let me help and volunteer. So.
Yeah, we love that. We love volunteers. So you have a military background. How has that experience influenced your spiritual path or your approach to leadership within TAC?
So it's the discipline and structure that the military beats into you, right? it sets you up for just good routine and good habits, right? So
Right.
just taking the little things that you do every single day and turning it into, like my daily reflection and meditation on myself and my spirituality, and those little things that you don't think you get from the military, but it's the routine that they drill in. Like, I need that routine now every single day, so I just replaced, okay, now I don't have to wake up and go to the pool, right? I have to wake up and open up my journal and do my reflection for the day. So yeah, it's very easy to just replace military structure with personal structure.
I mean, that makes sense to me. As the admin director, what does your day-to-day look like within the organization? And I'm sure it's different every day, because
every day is different. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's all the behind-the-scenes stuff. It's the software, it's the database, the CRM, it's the emailing platforms, it's the anything technology-wise. I manage all of it. As new members come in, I'm the one that does the vetting. I'm the one that makes sure that everybody kind of aligns with the core principles of tech, and review absolutely everything that comes through and find a way to squeeze it into the technology that we have available, and go from there. It's a lot of just behind the scenes clerical work, really.
kind of a 24/7 job too.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so there really is no 9 to 5. Sometimes, like right now, this is when most people are off work when we're doing this interview. But I mean, that makes sense because we are a podcast. But anyway.
My phone work email is attached to me 24/7.
What would you say are the most rewarding and most challenging aspects of your role?
So most rewarding is seeing tech bounce back right now. The little steps and strides that we're making as a board, we're starting to really get some groundwork on what we do and bring the community back and rebuild. It's really rewarding to see it. To see this podcast getting going, seeing the clergy training program getting up and running again, and it growing and moving. Those little roles, all the little things that we do behind the scenes to make these big impacts, these big changes. That's the real rewarding part for me.
Mm-hmm.
Biggest challenge, my time. I travel so much for work. Constantly, I'm always one of the hardest people to get in touch with, because I'm bouncing all over the world, all over the country, constantly on consulting gigs, constantly doing speaking engagements and all sorts of things. So it's really just juggling the time. That's my biggest struggle right now.
Yeah, I totally get that. How do you help keep things running smoothly behind the scenes for such a large and sometimes very active and sometimes a little stagnant community?
So it's systems, structure, and communication. Ever since I onboarded, I've been trying to consolidate all of the different technology platforms we use into one workspace. So it makes it a lot easier for everyone to access. It makes it a lot easier to transfer ownership. We have more volunteers coming on board, get them access a lot easier. So it's just streamlining as much as possible. Documentation. I've been creating all of my little processes that I do for vetting and for website updates and community updates. I try to build a good documentation base behind it, just like I do at work with my clients. We can always keep the doors open and everything running as long as those things are in place.
Yeah, that's great to hear. I know with my interview with Corey, that was our last Meet the Board, she was saying that when she started volunteering and the big fallout happened, so what I'm going to call it, she said there was not a lot of continuity documentation, or it was lost or outdated.
It's everywhere. I'm still pulling stuff out of the old system. Everything is organized by who knows what and where. So it's been a fun challenge to try and extract all of the data and all of the documents and all of the stuff and try and reconsolidate it in a usable way for the future, board of TAC to use.
Yeah, because we won't be on the board forever.
We shouldn't be.
We shouldn't be. Correct. Just 2 questions have to do with your military experience and community building. So, do you see your military experience contributing to your work with TAC, especially in areas like organization structure or community support?
Oh, yes. I was in the Navy 15 years. I got out of the Navy, was forced into an early retirement due to an injury, right? But I retired as a Navy chief, prepping for that, right? It teaches you all sorts of organizational structure and controlled chaos, right?
Yes.
I was aircrew in the Navy. Chaos around the flight line, chaos around the helicopter, chaos around the hangar. It helps me. Our controlled chaos that is the TAC board. We all have our own personalities. We all have our own drives, our own ambition. So having that military experience allows me to kind of see and observe and kind of try and rein it in, although you guys have to try and rein me in most of the time. So,
We help each other out. I think that's why we work so good together. I feel like we have a very diverse board right now.
And it's hands down the best board I work with. I
That's
support
saying
about
something.
3,200 nonprofits, right?
Yikes.
I sit on the board of 45 of them. I enjoy TAC board meetings. The other ones are work. This one I enjoy coming to, so I love it.
We are funny too. That helps.
We have fun.
Yeah. We have fun, but we have a lot of work to do. We make sure
The work gets done, but we enjoy it. Yeah.
Yes, I think it's good that we make sure it's enjoyable because it is a volunteer position. We don't get paid, but we're all passionate about it. And I think that's another reason why it is fun, is because we truly enjoy what we do. I mean, I can't say that for everyone, but it seems like it. All right. Have you found similarities between the values of military service and the virtues close to the heathen heart? If so, how do you embody or teach those values?
It's the sense of honor and duty, self-reliant, self-resilient, the courage to show up every single day and do what you have to do. That really is the foundation of what I've built my faith on. There's a sense of duty behind my studying and my spiritual connection. I have to do this for myself. I have to show up every day. I have to do the work. 'Cause if I don't, then that's when your faith starts to waver. You start to drop off. You start to really disassociate with the community around you. So the foundations that the military just, I always feed into you. They feed everything into you. It's what really helps drive me spiritually, because it's not something you really ever turn off. And most veterans and active duty military, they know it's the rest of your life. Some of those core things that is who you are, your core personality forever.
Yeah, cool. I lost it. Where'd it go? Oh, okay. Whenever I scroll, because I have the chat box for my interview questions that big, so that I can see all the behind the scenes stuff on Riverside.
Gotta get you another screen. All right.
I have another screen, but I have to turn my head all the way over here for it because they're large. They're very large, and I have bad eyes, so I have to sit I have to sit close enough to where having the 2 screens is almost it doesn't really help that much.
Yeah.
It's helpful with class design, though. Moving on to spiritual insight and practice, how has your personal practice evolved since joining TAC?
It's grown so much in ways I didn't expect it to grow. It's finding the community and the friends that I have found through TAC. What used to be, for me, a very solitary practice. My religion was mine. I grew up in a very, very hard Christian home. So for a while, it was a shame. And so I had to hide it and not let the world know what my faith was, and not let my family know what my faith was. And so I was very secluded for a very long time. But being part of this community has really helped me grow and helped me come out as, I always say, I'm a happy-hearted heathen.
Yeah.
And it's really helped me grow personally and be more outgoing and friendly and welcoming within the community. And and trying to expand my local community here in Florida. And it's really all because of the community that I found online in TAC. It's huge, you know.
That's awesome. I feel like those more strict Christian sects, they are so community driven. Like, they're all about their church and their church family, and going to a solitary practice is so lonely. It's really cool to have an online community because you just never know if there's heathens near you or not.
Yeah.
Or getting easier to find.
It is, thanks to the internet.
Yeah.
But I didn't know. You don't know what you don't know until you don't know it, right?
Until you know.
All right. And it was like, I didn't have local community. Like, I know there are little bits of people here and there. You'd catch somebody walking by with, wearing something. It was like, is that but I didn't have that connection yet with my own self and my own competence and my own spirituality to, reach out and seek it. But it was realizing that I missed that community that the church kind of drove into me for so long. It was when I started to seek out that community online. Find it locally, you'll find it online. It's like, found it online, I found it locally, right? So it's nice. And constantly, we're saying the little projects that we do on the board, the library project, the daily Havamel project, those things reignite that spark every time we talk of digging back into my faith and researching more and discovering more. So it's a constant reminder, which I love, to keep digging, keep learning, keep growing.
Yeah. I think it's awesome too if you get that confidence to kind of put it out there. It's amazing how many you would find. I couldn't find anyone in my area that was heathen. And then I decided maybe instead of looking for a group or people, I would just provide that space for them. And I was like, hey, who wants to meet up and get coffee? I'm heathen. We're going to talk about heathen things, or just hang out.
I couldn't find what I was looking for an online community. Being that I work in association management and software, like, I built one and I started to build it, and I couldn't find it, so I created my own, and it was nobody from TAC was reaching out to me. Everything was quiet, everything was gone, so I built my own. And then all of a sudden, Corey reached out and was like, hey, we could use your help. I was able to set that project aside, stop building it, start focusing on helping TAC rebuild and grow.
That's awesome. I'm so grateful for you. Do you have a favorite deity, saga, or piece of lore that resonates with you personally?
Yes. Tyr. Right. I have tattooed on me. To me, his story resonates. His sense of duty, his sense of honor, his sense of integrity. Sacrificing his own hand, knowing full well what was coming, just to honor the commitment. To me, that was everything. It spoke to me on such a personal level that it's what I turn to all the time, right? I try to be an upstanding, honorable person in everything that I do. I try to be that welcoming, be that responsibility, right? Take on that responsibility just as he did, right? There's something that I hold dear.
I like that. Tyr is one of my favorites. All right. We're zooming through these questions quicker than I thought we would. So I had about the same amount of questions for Nick's, and his interview was 2 hours.
No, I do interviews all the time for other things, so
That's true. They're true.
Usually like, hey, I usually get a list of questions and told you have 45 minutes.
Wow, you're great on interviews. We might have to banter or tell stories at the end so that we can fill up the time a little bit. Okay. What advice would you give to newcomers, especially veterans who are exploring Norse paganism for the first time?
Take your time. Don't rush into anything. Don't rush into selecting a deity or a saga or something to pin yourself to. learn as much as you can, read as much as you can, always study, always grow. Do it at your own pace. And to the veterans, especially, your strength, your scars, your service, everything is part of your story in life. And they have a place in your story. Every bad, every good, every bit of it holds a place in your story. And so embrace it, right? Embrace your story. Don't be afraid to share your story. It's been something that for a long time with my PTSD and my struggle to share. Don't be afraid to share your story, because you never know who you're going to help with your story or how just telling your story is going to help you. So,
right. Wise words. The next couple questions are going to be about the vision and future of TAC. What are some goals or projects you're currently working on or excited to see unfold in TAC?
So, working on streamlining all of our digital tools. And migrating everything into a new workspace. We're cutting the cost because we are an all volunteer group. We don't collect any kind of dues. We don't to prevent us from having to constantly do fundraisers, to just have a platform, doing everything we can to consolidate into a workspace that doesn't cost us anything. And we'll fit within that lower tier nonprofit space, so we get certain grants and privileges. So just using my expertise and grant writing and stuff like that to get us the software and technology that we need. I love it. That's my current project. My current goal is to end all the little things that we have to nickel and dime this organization with.
Yeah, that's helpful. I appreciate that. It is a lot to remember all the passwords for all the different things that we have going on, and creating classes and having them in like 5 different places. I think streamlining is going to help.
I'm excited about the new LMS, right? To get things out of Google Class and into a structured learning management system. I think that's going to be a big win for us and what we do, and a big win for our members.
Yeah. Especially because the goal is to have it right on the website. So once you log in as a member, you can view all the classes. And I think it would be cool if they can just look at the syllabus for each class so they know, do I want to take this class? I think that's going to be great. And so many people getting off of social media, having it on our website instead of like linked on Facebook, I think they're going to enjoy that a lot.
One of the biggest thing my nonprofit clients, I constantly remind them, is get off of Facebook, right? I mean, I understand. You need to have it, right? You have to have a social presence. You have to be on Facebook and Instagram. You have to have all those things. But engagement needs to happen on your platform, not on those platforms, right? That way, you're not giving away the data, right? You're not losing the data that your engagement needs to be within your ecosphere. Facebook, Instagram, all those things should just be pointing them with teasers back to, because the more they're in your platform, the more engaged they're going to be, the more likely they're going to see all of the classes that we have to offer, all of the little programs and the trainings and the resources, the libraries, the everything that we have. No one's gonna see it if they're just going to Facebook to get,
Exactly. I feel like as we grow, our Facebook will hopefully just turn into a space where members post more than we do as admins. Where it's just like, hey guys, went to an event, ran into some other TAC members. You know what I mean? It's more of like what it's supposed to be. It's a social media.
Yeah, I mean, we have that. In the new member environment, the new charter member environment, we have that community wall feature available as well. So
cool.
Our members can log in on the new site, and they have a community wall, and it's not getting put in with the rest of the Facebook stuff. It's TAC only. So
yeah, that's nice, because I'm sure with the latest movement of people getting off social media, because something I've heard from people I know outside of TAC, they get rid of their social media and then they're like, well, I came back because I was lonely, you know? But
Yeah.
it's cool that we have made a place for that on our website so that it doesn't have to get lonely. Yeah.
Don't lose your community, right?
Yeah.
Community is still here. There's still a group in there for everyone. There's still a place for everyone.
I love that. That's exciting. Exciting things on the horizon. How do you see TAC growing or changing in the next few years, especially with more people finding their way to heathenry, or paganism in general?
Yeah. I mean, I see us growing. I see the growth happening on the website, you know, and I know people are seeking a more inclusive environment, especially with everything that's going on in the world. You know, there are those that are seeking that growth and that inclusivity. So the values that TAC holds, right, embrace that. And I think because of that, we're definitely gonna see solid growth over the next few years. We're that beacon of hope that there's still good people out there. There's still happy-hearted heathens looking for community that we can find each other in a safe place, and TAC is that place. So I'm excited to be a part of it.
Yeah. Do we want to touch base on anything else before, or any cool stories? Or
I'm here for you.
I'm just a guy.
No, it's because a lot of what I do is just the grunt work behind the scenes, right? There's nothing really fancy. There's nothing really, you know. I'm just the guy with the code in the database, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep.
It's so funny because the people who live across from me are nuns. And they always see me, and like we have ritual at my house sometimes because our group, it's small enough that we had like 30 people over here for Yule, but my backyard can host it. Yeah. It's just funny because we dressed up for Yule. We were in like Viking garb, and the nuns are over there just like looking through their window like, what's going on over there?
What is happening? Yeah.
It's so
I get
funny.
that a lot in my neighborhood because I host a lot. I have a house and a backyard, and I live in a very conservative neighborhood.
Yeah.
And my house is known in the neighborhood as the House of Sin. So, yeah.
That's a good way to be known.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, my husband's funny. He's like, I want to put a bind rune on our carport, like up there.
Yeah.
Because he was looking into it. He's like, historically, that was a thing that they would do to mark, basically, this is mine.
So mine is carved into the door, into our front door. Now, it's subtle. It's not like burned in. It's not black on yellow, you know. It's not nothing like that. It's just carved into the door, so it's there, you know.
Yeah, he wants it to be known. But I think we want it to be removable because we don't plan on living here forever. We're just stationed here. He's like, I want the bind rune to be removable, and then I'll nail it into our property when we move somewhere a little bit more foresty. I've
been planning on moving for 20 years, and I'm still in Florida, so, you know.
Oh my gosh. Did you retire out of Florida?
I did. So I am originally from Massachusetts, born and raised on a turkey farm in Massachusetts. So
yeah, that's what they got up there.
Lots of turkeys.
Huh?
But I moved to Florida when I was about 10. My grandparents sold the farm, and then my mom followed down, and so I've been in Florida since then. And then day I turned 18, and I couldn't sign up for the Navy fast enough, and I swore I was never coming back to Florida.
Yeah.
I was done. I hated it. Then I got stationed in Jacksonville. And so my first duty station was in Virginia, and then I was in Pensacola, then Tinker, Oklahoma, Lemoore, California. Tinker. Oh God, I know I hated Tinker so much. I couldn't get out of Tinker fast enough. But yeah, then
there's
Lemoore.
A whole lot of nothing in Oklahoma.
Yeah. Nope. Same with Lemoore, California. There's nothing, absolutely nothing out there. But it's actually where my dad's family is from, which is absolutely crazy because I didn't even know there are hundreds of thousands of clubs in that area. Because my grandfather, I never met my grandfather on my dad's side, but my dad's the youngest of 20 stick.
I'm sorry, what? I thought I had a big family.
My dad's side, Mormon.
That's interesting. That makes sense. My husband came from that background, so I've learned a lot about it in recent years because when we got married, he was still Mormon.
My grandfather was LDS Mormon.
Wait, FLDS or LDS?
Yeah, FLDS.
Oh,
the bad
gosh.
one. The bad one.
That's unfortunate. That makes sense
Yes.
why the family was...
Why, there's 26 of us, or 26 of them? Yeah. Yep. But my mom, grew up very Catholic. My mom is the oldest of 5. I come from a large family. Very, very, very large family.
I would say so.
Yeah.
26 is too many. How do you afford to feed everyone? That's what...
It's all farming. It's all, I mean, they're all farmer, Lamore is all just farms.
That makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, everyone works the farm.
I had a big family. Gosh dang. Okay, so my grandma was one of 10, but that's less than half of what you're saying.
It's a lot. I met them all when I got stationed in the war. It was the first time I met all of them. My uncle owns a very large farm out there. He had to plow 3 acres of his cornfield just to fit the family for the barbecue that he was putting on so they could all meet. My dad's the youngest of them. I'm his only son. Right? I have 4 sisters and me. So
that's a lot.
To me, my dad's only son for the first time, everyone in the family had to come out. And he's like, well, crap, I can't fit everybody on it.
It's always a big deal, too, because whenever my family gets together, it's like, you never know when they're going to come back because they might not ever. So if it's like one person who hasn't been out in like 10, 20 or ever years, yeah, it's a big deal.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy. It was insane. I just kind of sat there and
was overwhelmed.
Oh, very overwhelmed. I brought this kid, so he transferred with me from San Diego up to Lemoore. We were in the same squadron in San Diego, and we both took orders up to a squadron in Lemoore. So, me and him connected because we did a deployment together. I was like, dude, you have to come with me. This is a really awkward. I've not met any of these people ever. Come with me. And he's like, yeah, all right. So he came, and we're both just sitting there with a beer in our hand, like, what the hell is going on? There is so many of them.
And they just keep coming. They're like shaking your hand, and the line is longer than a wedding.
Oh, yeah, I'm so-and-so's kid, or I'm like, I don't know who that is. Am I supposed to know who these people are? But yeah.
Right. I love showing up at reunions and it's like that. And then they try to retrace their steps. Like, how do I make sure you know? Your grandpa's youngest brother's kids, nephew. I'm like, okay, sure.
Yep. I'm like, cool. But all that led from, so then I got stationed in Jacksonville, and I came home because my family lives on the other side of the state. We're in the Tampa, St. Pete area. And I came home to visit I had a 3-year-old daughter. And so I came back to visit her, and then my little sister called me up one day, and when I was home on leave, and she's like, hey, can you buy me and my friends beer? And I was like, sure, yeah, I gotcha. And so I went and I picked her up some beer, and I went to drop it off, and that's when I met my current wife, Tammy. That was I walked in the door, I saw her, I looked at my sister, I'm like, who's that? And she's like, oh, that's my friend Tammy. And I just said, okay, I'm gonna marry her. Shut up, no! Like, that's my best friend, you can't have my best friend, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no. Like, I knew the first 5 minutes that I walked in that door. I was like, that will be my wife one day. And sure as hell.
That's so sweet.
We're coming up on, God, 18.
Congrats. That's awesome. Wow. So you got stationed in Florida how many times then? 3?
No, just once.
Just the one time?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
I was up Oceana. I went
wait,
from
Virginia Beach is not in Florida. Duh.
Nope. Yeah.
You said Virginia. I'm thinking Virginia Beach, and then beach means Florida for some reason.
Yeah. No. I got stationed back in Jacksonville, and I fought. I didn't want to take the orders, but they were the only orders available. Well, it was either Jacksonville or or overseas duty. And I had a 3-year-old daughter that I wanted to see her. So, and I'm like, well, she's in Tampa, so I might as well go to Jacksonville, so it's easier for me to see her. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Florida's a cool, quirky place. I thoroughly enjoyed every visit I've gone.
Place to visit.
Yes.
Don't want to live here.
That's what I say about my state of Alaska. Same thing. It's like,
I love visiting Alaska. Absolutely love it.
yes.
I don't think I could ever live there.
The cold is too long. I mean, do I enjoy the outdoor winter sports? Yeah, like skiing, snowboarding. That's super fun. But the winter is so long there, and it's so bright in the summer. It really throws off your balance, and I need a place that's a little more balanced for me. Same thing with Florida. I like visiting, but I couldn't. I don't think I could live there.
It's too hot. It's just, instead of the cold for too long, it's just hot for too long,
Yeah.
There is no break. We get
Yeah.
1 week of winter a year, and I don't like it.
Yeah. I think my favorite place was Key West, oddly enough. I didn't think I would like an island.
Great place to visit
Yep.
for short periods of time.
Yes. We did a haunted tour when I was there, and I just really enjoyed all the spooky things. I never took Florida for a spooky place, but I guess
Oh, yeah.
it's very spooky.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot here. My wife is really into all of that. Where we live in Tampa, Ybor has a, real strong history. And
Mm-hmm.
so there's all sorts of different ghost tours. We've done them all. They're great.
Yeah, that's cool. So you said you were from Massachusetts, though. Did you ever go to Salem during their touristy
Yes.
Salem stuff?
I mean, a long time ago. I've not gone since it's been, it's really grown in the last probably 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've not. I want to. If I ever get a chance to move back up to Massachusetts, that's where I'm moving, is to Salem.
Cool.
But I don't think I'll ever. I have a better chance of convincing my wife to move out to Washington State than I do Massachusetts. So,
But they're both north.
Yeah. Massachusetts has too much of my family, I think, is the big, too much of my family. Yeah.
I understand. Family's great. Sometimes they're even greater when you're farther away.
Yes.
I'm gonna hit us with our last 2 questions.
Awesome.
All right. What's the one thing you wish more people knew about TAC or your role?
See, I read that one wrong. I just read it as my role.
I mean, you can answer that.
Yeah,
part.
no, I was just saying I will say as TAC, I wish we could get our message out to more people faster, because I know, just based on my own need, I can't wait for all the little side projects that we have going, because I really think it's gonna get the information to the people that need it. And I couldn't find it when I needed it, and the current board is working to resolve that stuff, and that's what excites me the most. But as far as my job, I mean, nothing I do is glamorous, right? I'm the guy behind the scenes with the data and the spreadsheets and the code and all that. So what I just, thank you to everyone for having patience with me in the vetting process. I am a team of one, and I also work a full-time job, so I can't get to it as quickly at times as I like to. But so far, everyone's been really, really patient with me getting through the vetting, so I'm really appreciative and thankful for everyone.
Do you have a message you'd like to share with the community?
I've rewritten this a few different times.
You can say more than one thing.
No, I know. I gotta find the second one that I wrote, because I don't know. But a thing I live by from another kind of community that I belong to is don't yuck anyone's yuck. What's not for you may be for somebody else. And just be patient with those around you. Show kindness, show patience. Embrace your community, learn, always try to grow, always try to improve. I'll go back to what I said in the beginning. See a need, fill it. Look out for your community around you. When you see those people that need your help, help it. Be the example you want to see and those around you. If you live by that example, those around you will soon follow suit.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. Cool. Okay. That's basically our episode. I'm going to do the little outro. Do you have anything else? Any last final comments?
No. happy to be here. Happy to be a part of it.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you, Jamin, for joining us, and thank you, listeners, for joining us on Fireside Frith. If you have any questions, stories, or reflections you'd like to share, we'd love to hear from you at podcast@theasatrucommunity.com. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check out our socials at Fireside Frith Pod or theasatrucommunity.com. Until next time, may your hearth be warm and your path be guided by frith and wisdom. And this is where we say, skull.
Go.
And we cheers, but my Dr. Pepper's empty.
I don't have a glass.
Not even an empty one?
No. Which is weird. I'm normally the guy who always has a coffee in hand.
How do you stay hydrated? Didn't you learn that in the military?
99% of the time, there is a glass of water and a glass of coffee right here. But for some reason, when I was prepping for this, they are probably sitting on the counter right outside. But yeah.
I grabbed this many. One for caffeine, one for flavor, and one for hydration.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'll put that in the outtakes. But anyway, whatever. We're going to do the empty hand skull.